They're like, oh yeah, a guy with Pensy steam comes in every once in a while. They're not really much. Really test the LED in the headlight, but we'll take this at 10. Proceed to 15. Hello everyone, this is Pensy Joe. I'm back again with another DCC installs. I know you're thinking, where is that Reading T1? Well, that will come along soon. When it will probably be a couple weeks from now. I gotta get another Steam decoder to put into that model. But until then, a club member of mine at my model train club wanted to know if I can do something with his models, and I said sure. And after a couple weeks, he got the Diesel TCS WOW decoder kits for his FEC GEVOs. They're both Broadway Paragon 3 models. He has 807 and 816. And here's what they are right now. I have them set up on the locomotive cradle, and we're going to go right into it by starting at the bottom to unscrew all the screws. Okay, so the first step you want to do, there's 4 screws on chassis. If you see the outer 2 wheels on each truck near the ends of the locomotive, there's a screw on each side of those under the side truck detail frame. And what you'll see, there's a screw on each side, and you'll also need to unscrew the coupler boxes on each end of the locomotive. So you have to take 6 screws off in order to be able to open the locomotive. Now, when you get the screws off the coupler boxes, you have to pull the coupler boxes out, and then the bottom frame of the shell should come out, and then the detailed body of the shell can come off. And then you can be able to look inside the model and start doing the process. And as you can see, there's 2 speakers on this model. You can also swap those out if you want to by unscrewing the bottom plate. I'm pretty sure there's a bottom. I think there's 2 screws and there's 2 other screws you can do as well. But in this case, we're just doing the decoder in this model. Alrighty, quick disclaimer. I already did 816. His other FEC locomotive first before I did 807 to do this video. And the reason why is because I want to get familiar with how the Broadway diesels work, especially ones where they have smoke units in them. And to be honest, these are actually a lot easier. Well, not a lot easier, but they're easier than doing the steam engines. There's obviously no tether or anything. Everything's all inside in one unit. And there's still a good amount of space to put in the decoder with the keep alive, so it wasn't tight or anything to put anything here. It was really simple. Doing all the lighting stuff is also pretty simple. But anyways, here's the smoke unit and the Paragon 3 decoder. As you can see, it has that one single silver capacitor right there. This is one of those earlier Paragon 3 decoders that were utter crap. So we'll be gutting that out along with the smoke unit. Alright, now that all that crap is out of the way, I started doing motor minus and motor plus. Now, motor minus on these models is the yellow wire. As you can see, the gray wire that's coming out from the bottom right of the corner of the screen. There's the gray wire for motor minus. That's going to the yellow wire that's connected to the negative side of the motor. And then the blue wire is the positive side. You would think they would be the other way around, but I don't know. Broadway, right? That's connected to the orange wire, which is the motor plus. Now, right rail is the black wires. As you can see, 2 wires coming from each truck for the right rail are intertwined and then soldered for the red wire that goes to the JST, that goes into the decoder. And then the 2 gray wires are the 2 left rail wire pickups that come from the left side of the trucks on these locomotives. And that's connected to the black wire. The rest of the wires will be for lighting functions, so we'll get to that into the next part. Alrighty, so I have the ditch lights and the front light ready to go to be soldered together. As you can see, I have the yellow wire going to the negative side of the LED, and that's going to be on the left side for the rear. Actually, that's going to be on the right side of the locomotive for the rear LED. and then the left side is going to be the positive. So the yellow is going to be the ground pickup to do the rear light function. And as you can see, the brown wire that's on the front of the locomotive for the LED, that's the negative to go to the white wire that's soldered to the white wire. You can zoom in if you want for a closer look. And that will go for the front headlight function. And then obviously both the red wires are going across the locomotive to a meeting point near where that JST plug for the speakers are at, and they're soldered together. I also have the positive for both LEDs of the ditch lights soldered to that as well, and then the ground lights will be soldered to a pink and brown wire for individual functions to then be combined for a flashing function later on. Alrighty, so right here I have function 1, which is for the well, not really the headlight, but it's really for the number board lights and the cab light. Obviously, I don't have enough functions to do the number boards and the cab light as separate functions, so I combined them together as one. To me, it made sense, because at nighttime you usually have the number boards on. They probably happen during the day, but, you know, it's the daytime. You don't really need to see number boards lit during the day because, you know, sun's there and you can already see the numbers on the number boards even in the day without the light from within. So I just did it that way. We also have, oh yes, so I also did I split the blue wire to connect to the JST plug and to the Keep Alive pack. So I soldered them both on the same side so that the Keep Alive does not mess with the voltage of the lighting function. So they're both on the same side, and also so that the Keep Alive can go back into the decoder as well. But the rest of the voltage will go all the way to the resistor, which will then again not burn out the lighting functions for the cab and the number boards above the cab. And all that's left is really just to solder the speaker wires, and that should be it. And here we are with the plus or minus or vice versa for the speakers now soldered together. And now everything's pretty much completed now. Again, this is not really that hard of a locomotive to do. There's a good amount of space when you close everything up. Of course, I still use the Broadway's, I guess, cloth tape, whatever they have for their models. As you can see, you can still see the cloth tape under the wires and over the wires. I did cloth tape all those wires that were coming from the front of the locomotive. And you can also see the Keep Alive pack barely under that as well. So it keeps everything nice and tight. So when I put the shell back on, I don't have to worry about wires getting caught in between the shell and the body. So that prevents any pinching on the wires and causing issues or whatnot. I'll do some more with the packing of the wires as well. And the decoder will probably be mounted somewhere positioned near where the smokestack used to be, where this model would produce smoke. So that will prevent, that will be a way for the heat to escape from the locomotive. And it gets warm in that region, especially when the locomotive is running. And yeah, this is pretty much the end of the installation part. And now we'll see the locomotives test together. I did some speed matching. The owner of these models said they were not really well speed matched, even from the factory. So I was like, well, that kind of sucks, but I'll give it a shot. And I did, and we'll see how they will perform together in the next coming video shots. Alrighty, so this is the fun part where we get to test the model. I also have the LEDs flashing, so that's pretty cool. Right there, yeah. So that's the function 2. That's why I couldn't use function 2, because I wanted to be able to have the ditch lights flash, which is really cool once I programmed it using the controller, which is great about TCS is that you can do a lot of the programming from the controller by just using functions, or you can do the CV program, which I still tend to do, and it helps it be more reliable. It's just my way of doing things. And I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of this video with the models running together. They sound really nice. I put K5 LA horns on these that you would see on the ACS-64. Now, in real life, they have the K5HL, but I don't know. I just thought it was cool, these ones, and they sound really nice. I hope you guys agree with that as well. Anywho, guys, this is Pensy Joe signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.